Tonight we're making grilled cheese sandwiches and tomato soup. We're feeling a little fancy, so we went with Campbell's. First step is to butter the bread. Now this is important. You only butter one side of each piece of bread, which sounds pretty simple, but it is simple. So just some butter, try to get to the edge. I'm sure you know how to butter bread. Okay, then you put the buttered side of the bread down on the grill, and you need it hot. And then on top of your bread, you're gonna put your cheese. You can do one slice or two, and if you kind of put them in opposite directions, you have a better cheese coverage and some meltiness off the side. So while that's warming up, you're gonna butter your other piece of bread. So I was like probably in my 20s. That dates me, I shouldn't say that. Anyways, I could make a turkey dinner before I could make a grilled cheese sandwich, and it was like really pretty sad, but I could never figure out, like, do you butter both sides of the bread? And if you butter both sides of the bread, how do you like not get it all over your hands? But you butter one side of each piece of bread. So now this one, I buttered one side, and I'm gonna stick it on the cheese, butter side up. And now you just wait patiently. Okay, I almost forgot a little secret. If you want your sandwich to be extra fancy, you need some onion powder. And you could do it from the top of the lid, but I have like no control, so I like to scoop it with a spoon. Okay? You're really not going to use this much. And then you just kind of tap it on there, just so it gets like a nice little even dusting. And this onion is going to taste like super good in your soup. Isn't that a lovely pun too? Okay, we're gonna flip it now. This light makes me super nervous. Whew. Oh, it's like perfect. If you ever get your sandwich like a little too dark, you can just take a butter knife and scrape it right off, but that is how I like mine, so I'm leaving it. Okay, our sandwich is ready to come off. Ooh, I had to chase it a little bit. So there it is. Like I said, it's a little dark here, but see, you can just scrape that right off. No one's gonna know. Okay, so we're just gonna add the tomato soup right into the pan. I'm using a little spatula, makes it easier. Okay, and now the trick. It's really not a trick. It even says it on the can, but if you want your soup to taste better, use milk. So I'm going to fill this can up with some milk, just whatever you usually drink. I would not recommend almond milk. I think that'd be weird, but whatever you all like. So I'm just going to add the milk in. And then you just stir till it all mixes up and gets good and warm, however you guys like it. Got my tomato soup about to the temperature I want it, and now I'm going to go ahead and bowl it up. I know tomato soup is like not the most interesting thing in the world, or I guess you can make it gourmet, and it doesn't seem fancy, but for 7 people I can do tomato soup and grilled cheese, and everybody is happy and full, and it's less than 10 bucks. And then maybe in a few days, then we'll have steak. It all balances out. So a few nights of cheap meals, then you can do, crab legs if you wanted. Okay, so I've got some soup in the bowl, and I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut the grilled cheese in half and put everything together on a plate. If you're feeling extra fancy, you could use a cookie cutter and make like a heart or cowboy boot or whatever you're going for, but we're just gonna do triangles. And here you have it. It's our tomato soup and grilled cheese sandwiches for less than 10 bucks, and that'll feed your family of 7 and probably $5 or so for a family of 4. Comfort food at its best.